Hey friends, it's me back with another Hiveswap Friendism video, because what videos do I make that isn't Hiveswap related at this point? Today we are going to be doing Skylla's bad route, unfortunately. I really don't want to make her upset. I love her too much. But it's something I need to do to complete this volume. And I really want to get to Tagora in the next one, so... Alright, here we go. Oh, that's right, it takes a while. As dawn approaches, you find yourself heading out to the big city into the... What? Already I'm messing up. I just got done recording the last video, though, so it makes sense. As dawn approaches, you find yourself heading out of the big city into the rustic outskirts. Man, the sun sure is bright on this planet. It's rising over the crest of the hills, a huge fiery ball. The later it gets, the bigger and bigger it grows, way bigger than you've seen the sun on Earth. What's that smell? Could it be your flesh beginning to sizzle? Fantastic! You love the country! No wonder the nightlife seems so active on Alternia. They're all nocturnal to avoid this brutal daily roasting. You reach into your pocket for your cool new shades, but you appear to have left them at your friend's house. Fuck. You gotta get yourself... Oh, okay. You gotta get yourself together. The recent physical trauma and extensive blood loss has left you a bit fuzzy. You weren't built for this wilderness survival shit. Oops. I skipped something. No, I guess not. I just went back. Okay. There we go. You start, sorry, I'm blinking again. Alright. You're starting to wish you'd just stolen the fucking Lamborghini or something instead of a spaceship. Me too. This seriously isn't looking good. The city is too far away now for you to turn back, so you have no choice but to keep walking. Maybe you can find a cave or a hole in the ground. Maybe you can just cover yourself with grass. You wish that someone had mentioned the Death Sun in between offering you alien meat products and calling you their muse. Off to your left, in the distance, you catch sight of what might be a shimmer of sunlight on glass. A window? A solar panel? You could seriously clean up with renewable energy on this planet. Should you change trajectory and go towards the shimmer? It might just be a mirage. Alright, so I'm gonna save here because I'm just gonna say forget it, and I'm pretty sure that's just gonna have me die. So, close menu, not quit game. Forget it. Yep, and I die. Honestly, you could probably see this one coming. Yeah, I know. Game over, I roasted. Alright, so now we're going back to the load game. Woohoo! Go to the shimmer. Ah, fuck, I have to do her voice again. Great. You turn your aching, stinging meat sack towards the distant, promising sparkle of safety and succor. You focus on just staying upright, one step at a time. Just keep swimming or whatever. God, this sun though. You need SPF 5 million for this nonsense. But then, almost like it has picked itself up to come scuttling to meet you, you suddenly find yourself in front of a long, low structure. You let out a yelp of anguish, pounding on the door. At least you hope it's a door. What in the world? The door opens and you fall inside with one of the most pathetic whimpers of your career. Blessed darkness closes in on you. From right beside you comes a snuffling yip, like some joker is making fun of your dire situation. Something warm and wet glides along your stinging cheek. Hold on, lady. Give him some room. A pair of, it's just gonna mess up how I talk for the rest of the video. A pair of hands help you sit up gently. Your eyes haven't adjusted yet to make out more than just a couple of shapes, one upright and one lower to the ground. What are you doing out there? Can you stand? Strong arms pull you to your feet. You wonder if everyone on this planet is strong or if you're just extremely flimsy. They guide you to a chair at the end of the long table. Stutteringly, you begin to explain yourself, that you are an injured, exhausted traveler who is ravenous for pals. Well, bless your heart, but hold on a tick. Dinner's about to burn. Now that your rescuer mentions it, you do smell something. It smells amazing. Funny you should just blunder in here like that. I was just saying, wasn't I, lady? It's been so long since we had any sort of guests who weren't Imperial drones or out to rob us. You rub your watering and slowly clearing eyes, and when you look back up, your rescuer finally comes into focus. She's tall. Taller than anyone else you've met here, you think. Also, maybe a little older? Not that you're an expert on troll physiology, she just has an air of knowledgeable competence. She's wearing a fringed jacket and holding up a plate. There you go. Your oculars feeling any better? By the way, my name's Skylla. Pleasure to meet you. And here's Lady. Oh, and this here's Lady. She looks down, and at first you think she means table. But then you look under the table, and there's a giant monster dog looking back up at you. You jolt so hard you almost fly backwards out of your goddamn chair. Whoa there. No need for theatrics. What the fuck? Richard Head? That's my brother. No need for theatrics. I don't know if you guys saw that little Steam notification pop up. Okay. I'm sorry. Alright. It looks It looks a little like one of those lassie dogs with the pointed noses, except enormous and pure white. Its barks practically shake the whole house. Hey there, lady. No need to be rude. They clearly had one hell of a time, and they don't look dangerous. Just really peculiar. Besides, if they try anything, you and I can take 'em. Skylla puts her hands on her hips, staring you down with thunderous yellow eyes. Right? No funny business, you hear? You follow? Yeah. You swallow and nod, trying to look unthreatening and obliging, ready for anything. For instance, friendship. You were so ready for that. Skylla sets down the plate she's holding. Here, have a grub cake. There's plenty. That sounds gross as hell, but what's sitting on the plate looks and smells exactly like a normal pancake. Golden brown and crispy at the edges. There's a boiled tree blood, too, if you like. And also churned dairy product. Do they have cows? Yes, they have milk. That's right. Thank you, Equius, for teaching me at least one thing. One thing I wish I'd never learned. There's oh no, I went back on accident. No, I don't want your churned dairy product anymore. Do not want. She puts down a cup of syrup and a dish of butter. Man, everything here has really weird names. Skylla pours you a cup of some very familiar smelling liquid. Brown bean juice, you guess. Skylla raises an eyebrow. No. That's just coffee. She sits down next to you. You're lucky you were only out in the light at dawn. Nobody wants to be in direct Alternian sunlight besides Jade Bloods. And no offense, but you certainly ain't any Jade Blood that I'd ever seen. At first, I thought you were some sort of mutilated LUSUS, 'cause you don't have any horns and you were grunting and yipping up a storm back there. But you're an alien, right? And don't worry, I won't call the drones. I'd best get used to being around aliens anyway. Seeing as how I'm gonna be seeing a whole mess of y'all coming next week. She laughs nervously. You aren't sure what she's talking about. Do you even need to specify that anymore? It's just natural law at this point. Gravity, conservation of energy, and you don't know what the fuck is going on. Lady, would you mind drawing a bath for our guest? No offense, but you smell like you could use one. You can't argue with that. You offer her a cautious smile. God, she seems so nice and caring, but you've been burned before, and cut, and generally kicked around by fate. It's a tough world out there, but you want to trust Skylla. In the last video, I kept calling her Skylla. Lady takes a bucket with her. You have a bucket laying around? Takes a bucket with her muzzle and runs out to the yard, getting up on her hind legs and batting at the door latch to open it. It's adorable. Brightness. The sun is high enough now that the whole landscape is washed in white. Oh God, the dog. Oh, less sweet of you to worry. LUSUS fine going outside for a little while in the daylight. Their coats reflect light or something to that effect. I don't really know how it works. I ain't exactly known for my scientific acumen. You tell her that she seems pretty smart from where you're standing. As cynical as you're becoming. Fuck. As cynical as you're becoming, you just can't help try to be her friend. She's so nice and, wow, really pretty. Not that that's a requirement for friendship. Oh, fuck. Not that that's a requirement for friendship. But your retinas would have to be way more scald than they are to not notice that. That's nice of you to say. But it wouldn't even really matter if I was a bona fide genius. Someone of my caste would never hope to rise up in the ranks. Best I can hope for is hauling crates in some cargo vessel. Ranks? Cargo vessel? You swallow your bite of grub cake, ready to ask if she's thinking about joining the military, but just then a swell of noise erupts from outside the house. Shouts, crashes, and ladies' frantic barks. Scylla gasps and launches herself out of her chair, knocking over the cup of syrup. It oozes across the tabletop in a sticky wave. Oh no! Not now! What the hell is going on? Bandits! Goddamn LUSUS thieves! You don't get the chance to ask anything else before Skylla careens towards the door, throwing up an arm as blazing white light pours in. Oh God, she's going to go outside and burn up. She isn't thinking straight. You've got to do something. Ah, fuck, that's right. I'm doing the bad route. I really don't want to. It hurts to do it. Alright. Here it goes. I'm sorry, Skylla. Skylla is bigger than you, and she has the strength of both desperation and a superior genome. A superior genome. You don't feel great about your chances, but you have to try. Skylla is too upset to be careful. You have to stop her from hurting herself. You stumbled into her house all gross and pathetic and alien, and she didn't turn you away. She gave you pancakes, for Christ's sake. Grub cakes. Whatever. And it isn't just the sun. It isn't just the sun. From the number of voices you hear, it's about 20 people out there. She doesn't stand a chance. You run up behind her and hook your arms under hers, hauling her back by the armpits. She struggles, jabbing her elbow into your aching ribs. Let me go! You don't understand. They'll take her. Lady! Oh no, this is heartbreaking and I regret every decision up until this point. You hold on grimly, going limp and using gravity to your own dead weight to pull her down to the floor. Through wheezing breaths, you can tell she can't go out there. Through wheezing breaths, you tell her she can't go out there. Didn't she just tell you that you'd never have survived if it had been later than dawn? You probably aren't making much sense, but you keep up a stream of worthless bullshit until something catches. Would your LUSUS really want this for you, Skylla? Would Lady really want you to sacrifice yourself for her? Skylla goes rigid, and all the fight just drains out of her like blood down a drain. She sags back into your arms. Oh no. The two of you watch Lady thrashing in a huge black net as several figures drag her away. The sun is too bright to see them clearly, but they appear to be herding more white creatures out of a paddock and into a collection of vehicles. The herd, she says so quietly, and you feel it more than you can hear it. You continue to watch as Lady is packed up into one of the vehicles and they start to drive away, kicking up clouds of dust that glimmer in the brutal sun. You can let me go now. I'm not going to throw myself into the daylight like a romance novel heroine. Oh no! I regret doing this so much. No! You realize just how tight you were holding on to her and loosen your arms, pulling away and sitting up. No! Why? Skylla's cheeks are wet with tears, but she quickly shakes her head and shakes her hair into her face to hide it. That makes your heart hurt. It's making my heart hurt. Very painful. 10 out of 10 would not do again. You want to tell her that everything is going to be okay, but you make it a point not to lie to your friends. You have absolutely no idea how this is going to be. What? Before you can say anything at all, she gets up and disappears through a door further into the house. Give her some space. You decide to mind your own business. Well, you do try the door, but it's locked. Best to keep occupied and do what you can for her. First, you shut the door to keep that sweltering heat and blinding light out. Then you tidy up the kitchen a little. Everything here is oddly textured and colored. The shapes are unusually organic. Some of it is worryingly scuttly and alive. You do your best. You mop up the syrup and straighten the chairs. You're just trying to figure out how to get the sink to spit out some water onto the dirty dishes. When Skylla comes back out, her eyes are dry and her hair is combed back out of her face. Don't you worry about that. You're gonna break something. She plays with one of the beaded bracelets and... What? Beaded bracelets? I'm sorry. She plays with one of her beaded bracelets. She plays with one of her beaded bracelets with nervous little fingers. With nervous little fidgets of her fingers. Oh my Jesus Christ. Ugh. I could have never taken those fellas by myself. Especially not in broad daylight. I want to thank you for stepping in and stopping me. I was overwrought. You nod, accepting her thanks. She doesn't seem overwrought anymore, just numb. Wow, this is actually a legitimately terrible situation. Not even in a dumb, zany way like all the other horse shit that's happened to you recently. You wonder if who those guys even were. LUSUS thieves. They've come before, but always at night and never in such large numbers. So lady, me could always take 'em. I never expected anything like this. For them to come out in full force like this in the middle of the day. She sits down at the table, putting her elbow on a patch of syrup you missed. You offer her the dishcloth and notice several little discolored patches on her arm. It looks like she just got burned. It looks like she got burned from having her arm out the door for a minute and a half. You're really glad you didn't let her go out there. You've endured a lot of heinous shit on your short span on this planet. Injuries and lots of added insults to those injuries. But the time you spent with Skylla, see? I keep saying Skylla. With Scylla waiting for the sun to go down is some of the worst and most hopeless. You don't know what to say to help her. You don't know what to say to help her. You aren't actually her friend. You aren't even the same species. The troll-LUSUS relationship is a little confusing, but they seem to be more a combination of caretaker and pet, more symbiotic than parent and child. Finally, it gets late enough to endure the venture outside, and you follow Skylla into the empty paddock, where there's nothing but a broken fence and trampled ground. Lots of kids lose their LUSI. It's just part of life. I would have been heading to the ordeals next sweep anyway. I would never have seen her again. But at least I would have gotten a chance to say goodbye, you know? It's kind of a bummer to see how resigned everyone on this planet seems to... What? How resigned everyone on this planet seems to terrible things happening. Then again, you guess that it's sort of true on your planet too. Existence, just a goddamn mess. You try to give her the most understanding look you can. Just a really good and supportive friend face. You're killing it. But Skylla isn't paying attention to your glowing facade. She's reaching into her jacket and pulling out her phone. She has a phone? What the hell? My palm husk is blowing up. Oh god. Skylla drops her phone into the dirt and claps a hand over her mouth. Her eyes sparkle with tears. You pick it up. It's kind of squishy and squirms in your hand a little, which you don't love. You also don't love what's on the screen. There's a troll in a mask holding a gun to Lady, who is still in that net, baring her teeth. The gun looks fake, kind of like a Nerf gun, but you bet it's not a Nerf gun. The photo is accompanied more of that spiky text that you can't read. Hey, how can you understand the Alternian spoken language and not the written? You decide not to think about that too hard. Waste of time. They sent a ransom demand. They say that if I can't pay, they'll sell her. Troll-LUSI are valued for their strength all over the galaxy. The heiress knows about the black market, but she doesn't do anything about it. She just takes a cut. You ask her how much the ransom demand is for, as if you have a penny to your name. She tells you a number that sounds stupidly large, even without knowing the exchange rate to Earth money. They're just mocking me. They know a bronze blood can't afford this. They just want to force me to fail her one more time. Her voice breaks into a sob. You reach over and put your hand on her arm. She looks at you with big watery eyes, and you brace for her fall into your arms. Sobbing. You're actually kind of hoping for it. Not that you're the type that wants to profit off another's pain, but you're pretty sure that offering comfort in a time of crisis is a first-class ticket to Friendsville. Instead, Skylla gives you a hard shove backward. You take 2 stumbling steps and fall on your ass. Something squishes underneath you. a cow pat or something alive? You aren't sure what you'd prefer, honestly. Sorry. I didn't actually push you that hard. Your species just seems pretty flimsy. I don't want your sympathy right now. No, I don't want sympathy right now, especially not from you. She stands, framed between the two moons, some trick of perspective making her look just as distant, and just as sad. Not that the moons are inherently sad. Whatever, that's not the issue right now. Had Skylla been lying to you before when she said she doesn't blame you? She'd even thanked you for stopping her from killing herself. Nah, I don't blame you. I just can't stand the sight of you. Looking at you reminds me of me losing Lady, and I don't think that'll ever change. Sorry. I was really hoping we could be friends. It'd been a really long time since I'd seen anybody out here that goes on 2 legs instead of 4. But I just don't think it's gonna work out. If you start walking now, you'll probably make it to the city before sunrise. Or there's a Jade Blood colony nearby if you want to inflict your personal brand of assistance on them. Bye. You leave with your proverbial tail between your legs. And the last glimpse you get of Skylla, she's standing next to the empty paddock, staring at the ground. That was fucking sad. And I regret. I knew it was gonna be sad too. I knew it was gonna be really sad. Alright. Well, thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. That was almost as sad. No, that was like equivalent to Damon's bad root. That was so sad. I feel so terrible now. I feel like an awful person. Alright, the next one's gonna be Tagora. Thank you for watching this video. Yep, that's the end. Bye.